Hey, it's Yvonne from the Fabric Hut. Welcome to my studio today. Today we are going to be dealing with who has one of these boxes of all your Orphan blocks, things that you have left over from one project or another, or a block swap and the blocks that you didn't use. I think all quilters have some version of an Orphan block box. Well, today we are going to go into my box, and I found these two blocks that were from a quilt that I made for my two grandsons when they were young and sharing a room, and it was decorated in camo because they are outdoorsmen. And so I found these two blocks, and I decided, let's make some pot holders for their camping supplies because they do camp all the time. So I used their camo blocks and turn them into a pot holder. Very easy way to use one of your smaller Orphan block. Well, here's another really quick and easy Orphan block project. These blocks are left over from, 12 years ago, maybe? Somewhere between 10 and 12 years ago, I made my grandsons, their room was decorated in camo, and so I made them quilts out of camo fabric, and one of them had orange and one of them had green, and they were really coordinated and cute and everything. And I haven't seen those quilts in years, and just the other day, my younger grandson, who's now 15, so they're 15 and 18 now, came to stay at my house and brought his quilt with him. He's still using it. And so when I was going through my Orphan blocks and I found these, I thought, you know what? They're such sportsmen still, and they love to go camping. And so they have a camping box. And I thought, you know what? Let's take these camo blocks and just make some quick pot holders that can go in their camping box. It's not something that their mother would really like in the house, but they would like them for their camping. So these are 9.5-inch blocks, which is slightly large for a pot holder, depending on what you like. I usually make mine about 8.5, but that's okay. We're going to do this. You're going to stack your one layer of Insul-Brite, one layer of batting, cotton batting, your Orphan block, and then I just went through my box of random 10-inch squares, and I found this. It's not really pretty, doesn't really match great, but you know what? It is a camping pot holder. So we're going to just put it on there like that, kind of center it. We know that the block itself is lined up with the batting and the Insul-Brite, so I don't need to worry too much about it being exact. And just put some clips on it to hold it together for me. I will trim it down after I sew. Okay, like that. Now, before I start sewing, I'm going to use this as a pillowcase binding. I'm just going to turn it inside out. So I want to prep before I sew. I want to sew right along here so that when it's time to turn it inside out, these turn really nicely for me. Actually, because this is a point, I'm going to avoid that, and I'm going to do it up here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start and do a little back stitch right there and do about 4 stitches in, turn it, and sew up this side, anchoring. Well, actually, I didn't need the 4 stitches in on this one. I'm just anchoring this right there, getting ahead of myself. So I've just anchored that little spot together so that when I have to turn it, all 3 layers act as one, and it makes it easier to layer. Now we are going to do the 4 stitches in, and then turn and sew around. The reason I did that is this will help the back be at the right angle when I turn it right side out. And I am going to go all the way around. I need to see where my, okay. So my Insul-Brite's a little bit bigger right now. So, right, I could feel it with my finger that was off just a little bit. So you're just keeping track of where your quilt or your top is. See, it's way over here. So I really am lined up with it. If you have troubles with that, make sure you have it trimmed exactly the same size. This is right. Okay, so I'm good there. Right over that point. Come there. And am I at 1/4 inch from that? I am. And now this is where my turn is, right in here. So I'm going to come up to about there and stop. And I am going to do the sew off the edge so I have a nice firm section there. I'm going to quickly just trim all this down. It doesn't really matter. I just don't like the extra bulk. You could leave it. You're going to trim your corners while you're at it. At that, I'm not doing a very straight and even job, but you know, it's a camping pot holder. It'll be fine. Trim out those corners. All right. And now we're going to turn it right side out. Because it's camping, I didn't need to put a little hanger on it or anything like that. I'm just going to turn it over my finger. I'm putting my finger in and then using my thumbnail to flip it out over my finger. Then reach in and pull the farthest one and pull it out. There we go. Now I'll give this a nice press from the front and the back. I'll use my little pointer tool to make sure my corners are all out nice. That one out there, that one looks pretty good. That one's good. It was just that one corner didn't quite get out. Okay. So, because it's a pot holder and it has Insul-Brite and things in it, I feel like I can press right here on my machine. Just give it a little press, a little press. Flip it over and press from the back too. Now I want to show you this little turn and how slick it is because we did that little bit of preparatory things. So, because I sewed down, I can put my fingers in there and see how that backing just folds right in where it's supposed to be. I'm just going to catch it with my fingernails and press it. And then this top, it just folds right over, right like it knows what it's doing because I had sewed that together and it's just one piece. So I can just put a clip there and here, and you are barely going to notice that area when I sew around it. I'm going to just give it a quick sew all the way around. And then if you want, you can do a little quilting. I'll come up and I'll go around this square here. And I'll probably come around this one too. So I'm going to put on some, some brown thread. And we'll play with this with brown thread. Okay, so I have it pressed. I have it all trimmed up and ready to go. I'm going to start right here on the side with the opening so I can get it out of the way first. And I'm going to just sew relatively close to the edge, making sure that that opening is folded in where it needs to be. And I'm just going to stay with that close to the edge all the way around, especially since I have a contrasting color thread. So I want to stay fairly even. See how that's pretty even. Not terribly, but pretty even. Okay. Sometimes you have to coax it in that corner because they get really thick. So use your stiletto or your seam ripper or something to help you go around that corner if you need it to. And just keep right on going all the way around. Now, I noticed that I'm not pulled all the way up, so I need to make sure that I have that pulled all the way out when I get back there again. And there we go, all the way around. Now, like I said, I'm going to stitch in the ditch here on the dark brown. So I'm keeping my needle right in between the two. It is pressed towards the cream, so I'm staying on the brown side, kind of pulling it apart as I stitch to get a nice stitch in the ditch there. Turn my corner and just keep right on going all the way around. Oops, got up on the white a little bit. You'll be able to see that, but it'll be okay. Yeah, see, just barely up on the white there. If this were a wedding gift or something super fancy, I would absolutely take that apart and fix it. But this is a camping pot holder. So now you see I have this corner's cut off a little bit, so I don't want to just make a fake corner. I'm going to sew it down that previously sewn seam line and keep going. And this is where I started. Here's my starting thread. So I'll come back up here. I'll stop at the corner and turn and go just a few more to lock that all in. And there we go. Now that's probably enough, but I like it one more. So I'm going to go one more round here around this square. Doesn't take that long to do it, and I just like my pot holders heavily quilted. So that's what we're going to do. So now, like I said, we have one layer of cotton batting. Actually, it's an 80-20, I believe, which just means it has a polyester scrim in it. And we have one layer of Insul-Brite that has the heat resistance, and then our 2 layers of cotton, the front and the back. So I want to show you how well these do with the heat. So this is my pot holder. Well, look, I keep finding more things to trim. Okay, pot holder and iron. Boop. And I can hold this. I've tried it, and I can hold this for about 20 seconds before it gets significantly hot on my hand. I can feel the heat coming through right now, but it's not burning me in any sense. And think about getting something out of the oven. Do you hold on to it this long? Now it's starting to get kind of warm, but it's still not burning me. So that's probably, I'm getting close to about when I would want to stop doing this, but it still is not terrible. So that's a long time for you to hold something that's hot. So these work really, really nicely. So find some 8, 9, 10 inch orphan blocks and make some quick pot holders.